Good morning, class 11th. As you know, the lesson joint stock company is in progress, and we have already completed the topic what is the meaning of joint stock company and what are its features. Today, we are doing merits or advantages of joint stock company. The first merit or advantage is limited liability. As we discussed in features also, the shareholder, the members of a company, each one of them is having limited liability. Their liability is up to the capital contributed by them. If I have purchased rupees 10,000 shares capital of a company, then my liability is up to 10,000 only. My amount of 10,000 can be used by the company at the time of winding up. Company may not refund this money to me, but beyond that, company cannot demand a single rupee from me. Due to this limited liability, more and more people attract toward the company. They purchase more and more share of a company. Number two, transfer of interest. What does it mean? As we discussed, the capital of a company is divided into number of shares, and these shares are transferable. What does it mean? It means anybody who has already purchased the shares of a company, they can sell those shares in the market at any time whenever they are in need of cash. They want to transfer their shares, they can transfer at any time. At any time, the shares investment can be converted into cash, and the same amount can be used to buy the shares of other company. मैंने इस कंपनी के एक कंपनी के शेयर खरीदे, उसके बेच करके बी कंपनी के शेयर मुझे मिल रहे थे जिसकी प्राइसेस अच्छी थी. I can purchase those shares also. That's why transferability. Perpetual existence. As we discussed in the features, perpetual existence means continuity, long lasting. A company, once it is set up, normally works for forever. It never ends. As I told earlier also, whether one shareholder die or all shareholder die, doesn't matter. The company will keep on running because it is run by the management, not by the shareholder. That's why there is no question of winding it up. Each and everything is done by law and order and with the legal procedure. Next, growth and expansion of the company is very easy because these companies, when started, they are started with a large amount of capital. They are started not to do work in a particular area only, but these companies try to cover not only that country but other states also, other countries also. If they want to contribute more and more capital, so by issuing share they can raise more and more capital. In this way, they can have more and more growth and expansion policies. Another important merit is efficient management is possible because the shareholder themselves, they don't do work, they appoint governing body, that board of directors. These all board of directors are professional people. They are well expertise in their field with their skill and qualification, and more people with the professional degrees can be appointed in the organization, and the people, that management with the qualification and expertise, the business can be run nicely and efficiently. Large amount of capital can be contributed in such kind of business. Whenever there is a need of more capital, the more and more share can be issued to the general public. Normally the value of each share is kept low so that more and more people can save their money in the company. So these were some of the merits of joint stock companies. Now, demerits or disadvantages. The first demerit is complexity in formation. It's very tough, or it's the procedure of starting a company is very typical and rigid. It is not easy like what we can do in partnership or a sole trade business. More and more legal formalities, more and more paper formalities are to be done in order to start a company. A lengthy procedure and a complicated procedure is to be adopted So many permissions are to be needed to be taken either from government or from particular related to that office only. That's why we say complexity in formation. It's tough to form a company. Lack of secrecy. As we know, each and every company which comes under public limited company, they have to publish their annual report to the general public by the medium of magazines or newspaper, or by giving their reports to each and every shareholder. That's why the financial accounts of that company cannot be kept secret. They have to be revealed to the common people. Next is impersonal work environment. As we know, professional peoples are working to run a company's business. All are qualified, professionally hired people. Each and everything is done in a formal way. Informal procedure is very less. Whether managers work more or less, they get their fixed amount of salary. If profit increases, it goes to the shareholder in form of dividend, but manager's salary remains same. So somewhere impersonal touch is not there. Sorry, personal touch is not there. Humanity is a little bit less. Numerous regulation. What is the meaning of numerous regulations? It means more rules and regulation are to be followed to run a joint stock company. The company form of business has to comply with various legal formalities at different stages, and there is a penalty of company fail to meet such kind of formalities. A company has to file its return annual reports to the registrar and so on. That's why we say numerous regulation. Delay in decision may be there in joint stock companies because there is not one man decision. Whenever a company wants to take a big decision, they have to call their board of directors meeting, and the resolution is to be passed in the board of director meetings. If it is not passed, then that particular decision cannot be taken. So sometime these delay in decision may affect company adversely. Next, another important limitation is oligarchic management. What is the meaning of oligarchic management? Normally we say that companies working nature is democratic. Each and every decision is taken by calling the meeting and by fulfilling the decorum of that board of directors meeting. But all these things are on paper only. The management is in hand of few people. They have full control. They take their own decision, whatever they want to do. That's why we say that it is oligarchic management, not the democratic management. These people take all the decision keeping in mind their personal interest and benefit, ignoring the interest of shareholder and company. And conflict in nature. What does it mean? It means in a joint stock company, there are group of peoples involved in the company like shareholder, debenture holder, employees, director. Everybody is having their own ideas, opinion. Many times their opinions are conflicts in nature, they are different in nature, and due to these difference in their opinion, sometimes conflicts arises. Debenture holder want more rate of interest on their loan, whereas shareholder wants more and more dividend on their share capital. So due to these different opinion, many times problem arises. So these were two topics today. What are the merits and demerits of joint stock company? Thank you very much.